What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Etheria Restart. In this video, we're going to be covering my progression plan from day 1 through day 4 and then also what to do at day 5. I'm going to start day 5 today, so I'm probably going to be live by the time you're watching this video. So please join me at twitch.tv/SamuYT. But we're going to be going over my plan for day 1 through day 4, everything I did step by step. So let's get right into it. All right, so I'm starting my 5th day in the beta and I'm currently level 35. I'm starting the day. I haven't even touched my stamina as of right now. I'm kind of falling behind because I've been making videos, but I want to start my progression guide by talking about the free to play characters we get, because I kind of dropped the ball and neglected them a little bit, right? So Leon is a free to play SSR that we get right off the bat, and she's a very, very valuable character that you might want to invest in, and I'll explain why. We also get a character called Gray, right? Which is also a character that I obviously neglected. I still have him at 3-star, not even maxed out. And we also get Dorothy, which is our first healer. Now, why are these characters so important in my opinion? Well, if we go down here to the challenge and we go to threshold, the two domains that you are primarily going to be farming from day 1 to day 2 are going to be Teramaton and Doki Doki. Mainly is going to be Doki Doki, but we're going to take a look at Teramaton first, and we're going to skip all the normal, hard, and nightmare. We're going to go straight down to hell 4, right? Hell 4 is the current most difficulty you can possibly do currently in the beta, because I think Inferno is like level locked, right? If we go to hell 4 difficulty, we have people right now that are still using Leon, right? They're still using Leon at hell 4 farming Teramaton. She's one of the best characters for this boss. If we go down 1 into hell 3, I think there was a team that I saw here earlier that was using, look at this team, is using Gray. I call him Gary. So if you hear me say Gary, I mean Gray. So they're using Gary and Leon on the same team to farm Teramaton. So this is, and I saw a character that had Dorothy. Look at this one. This one has Dorothy still on it. This is the free-to-play healer that we got at the beginning of the game that are very, very valuable to this day, right? 5 days into it, they're still farming. They just started farming endgame gear probably today, and they're still using the free-to-play characters that we got in the beginning of the game. So even the 4-star characters are very, very good. Now, when we go to Doki Doki, and this is where you're going to dump the most stamina, pretty much day 2, day 3, and probably day 4, most of your stamina is going to go into Doki Doki. We're going to talk a little bit more about Doki Doki later on, but if we go to Doki Doki, same thing, hell 4, right? Current most difficult version of Doki Doki. This one is plagued with Grays or Garys, right? Every single team has a Gary on it. Everyone, look at this, Gary. Gary's everywhere. He's everywhere, right? There's teams here that have Gary and Leon. I saw it earlier. Where is it? There's a team here that has Gary and Leon. Is it hell 3? I saw a team earlier here that had Gary and Leon. Leon isn't even good on this boss, and he's still using it. The point is, oh, look, this one has Gary and Dorothy on it. Another thing that you also may notice is that 4-stars are cooking Doki Doki. This character, Kazuyo de Riviere, has the CC Slumber, which is kind of like a sleep. Also an attack down. Doki Doki, you have to CC the ads or the enemies to be able to damage them more, especially on hell and above. So the characters like this one is very, very good to keep them CC'd. Kraken is also insane for this. So you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of 4-star characters here. So all of this to say that don't be afraid to overinvest in your free-to-play characters, because you are going to get a lot of value from them being hyper invested, because you are going to be able to use them to farm the end game gear that you are going to need for everything else. And one really good thing that this game has as an event, it's a limited time event, however, so you are going to be able to take advantage of it, I think a week from the game launching, is this Animus reconfigure. So for the first week, you have one free reconfigure. Essentially, you can choose a character and pretty much reset and get all the materials back. So if I were to reset my Messiah, for example, I would get everything that I have that I've spent on upgrading my Messiah, and he would revert back to level 1. So that means that, let's say you hyper invested in Leon, and you're done farming Teramaton, you got everything you need out of Teramaton, and you want to revert Leon back to normal or back to level 1, you want all those materials back to invest in a different character, you can do that. So there's nothing, you literally don't lose anything by investing in your free-to-play characters. because you can get it back, and you can do it up to 5 times. The first time is free, but the second from the second to the fourth time, you're gonna have to invest a little bit of hydro crystals. But if that's what it takes to get a lot of materials back, I think it's definitely worth it. So you're literally not losing anything investing in these free-to-play characters that are actually very, very strong. Another mistake that I made early on was summoning too much and then building too many characters and spreading my resources a little bit too thin. And what I mean by that is I did a summoning session early on in the game, and I got Messiah, I got Rosa, I got Hellkid, I got Freya, and I was like, who do I build? You know, like I didn't know who to build, I didn't know what to do, you know what I'm saying? So I spread my resources a little bit too thin in the beginning, and that kind of held me back a little bit from farming and clearing effectively. And I was able to notice that a lot of people were clearing stages that I wasn't able to clear, and it was mainly because they had built up units, they had invested more heavily into certain units that allowed them to farm better than me because I had spread my resources a little bit too thin. So to mitigate this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on my free-to-play characters. Like I said, it's going to be Leon, it's going to be Gary. Where's my boy Gary? It's gonna be Leon. It's gonna be my boy Gary. It's gonna be Dorothy for the first 6 days, and then she's gonna get reset because we're gonna get the free to play Ling Luo. So I'm gonna use the resources from Dorothy and invest them into Ling Luo. So I'm gonna swap this healer for the Ling Luo healer, and then my permanent banner unit, which I didn't pick up here, but for my permanent banner unit, I'm gonna pick Tiamat, which is this character right here. This is going to be the character that I'm going to pick, which we're going to talk about next, about permanent banner and who you should pick and what team setup you should go for. But essentially, it's going to be Leon, Gary, Dorothy, Tiamat, and then what's going to be one more banner unit that I'm going to be discussing later on. But I'm going to only focus on those 5 characters for the beginning of the game, up until like midway through like day 4, in which I'm going to need other units to clear other certain things that I'm going to be discussing later on. Just about 20 minutes and you're going to get access to summons. So don't get carried away. Don't start investing into all these units you're going to be getting. Just pick your team, stick to those, and then focus your resources on those 5 and then clear as much as you can. It's going to be the best thing you can do, so you guys can clear and get as much done as possible. Now, talking about the permanent banner and who to reroll and all that stuff, there's going to be a tons of reroll guides, so I'm going to go very briefly over it. You should not touch your targeted banner until you get your first permanent SSR. So you should be doing your first permanent SSR, get to your SSR first, and see which one you're going to get. The best case scenario is that you get a light and dark unit, and then you're able to pick your SSR from there. So let's say you go for a SSR and you get Heinrich or Lily or Doki Doki or Messiah, you keep it. The only way you re-roll that is if you get Shadow Sanya. Shadow Sanya is garbage. Like early on, you're better off just getting a 4-star. Like if you get Sanya, I'd argue just like either leave her level 1 until you get to endgame, or just like, I don't know, I would re-roll. But if you get Heinrich, W. If you get Messiah, W. Doki Doki, W. Lily, W. Also, what I would do is I would plan ahead. So if you know you're going to be farming Doki Doki, right? Doki Doki, the best characters to have for Doki Doki are Freya, obviously. She's on permanent banner. Honestly, I don't know if I would spend the Hydro Crystals to get her on permanent banner. That's up to you to decide. But she's really good for Doki Doki. Remolka is really, really good for Doki Doki. So she would be a character that I would actually reroll for in the permanent banner. And then I would pick Tiamat for my other banner, for my targeted banner. If I get Rosa, I would keep it. If I would get Tsukiyomi, I would keep it. If I would get Born, I would keep it. But that would be it. Like I would keep Remolka, I would keep Freya, I would keep Tsukiyomi, I would keep Rosa, Born, and any of the light dark except Sanya. Anywhere else, anybody else, I would probably re-roll. Honestly, I would keep Freya as well because it's Freya. Anybody else, I would just re-roll. And if you're not re-rolling, then obviously get your SSR first, and then from your targeted banner, pick somebody else different. But regardless of what you do, you want to get your hands on Tiamat because she is going to make your life so much easier for a lot of bosses. It doesn't matter what it is, she's going to make your life a lot easier. The only thing that she's not going to make easier is going to be Termaton, but you have Leon. You have Leon for that. You have Gary for that. So that you know, it's not going to be the end of the world if you don't have Tiamat. I don't have Tiamat in my main account right now, and in this account, and it's fine. But for everything else, Tia is going to be the pretty much the main target. If you don't get her on the reroll, get her on the targeted. That's going to be my recommendation. So at this point, your team should look something like Leon, Gary, Dorothy, Tiamat, and then your fifth character is going to be your last SSR character that you got. So you should have 3 SSRs and 2 SR characters that you should be focusing on at the start of your Etheria restart journey, I guess you could say. So my recommendation is from here on out, just focus on those 5 characters up until day 2. On day 2 is where you're going to start really focusing on Doki Doki. And here is where you're going to want to, after you do the majority of your summons, hopefully you get a copy of Kraken, hopefully you get a copy of Kazuyo, and then you hopefully can invest in those characters, and then they can help you clear more of Doki Doki. But we're going to talk a little bit later more about Doki Doki. For now, we're going to talk more about what happens between day 1 and day 2. Now, after you do your initial summons, you're going to have to stop after chapter 4 because the story level caps you until you reach level 10. So until you reach level 10, you're going to unlock this challenge tab, and you're going to unlock Grim Pursuit, Threshold, and Investigation. I'm pretty sure it's going to let you or guide you to do the investigation. And what you're going to want to do is push the investigation tab all the way until the max 1 that you can. And then once you get there, you're going to want to start a continuous battle on the maximum 1 and then let it run. And then once you put that to run, you're going to want to come back here and start pushing the threshold, which I think at that time you're going to have Termaton unlocked. It's the only one you're going to have unlocked at the time. So you're going to want to push Termaton the most you can. Up to this point, don't worry about 3-starring it. Just clear it once if you can. Clear the next one, kill the next one. If you lose, don't worry, back out. Go back out, go all the way back out, go to Grim Pursuit, clear Jox or whatever his name is, clear Shadowrunner, whatever you can. Whatever you have available, clear that one time. It doesn't matter if it's 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, just clear it. And then once you're done clearing everything that you can, go back to Termaton and then spend your stamina. That's pretty much what you want to do. You want to be spending your stamina because 1, you're going to be getting gear, you're going to be getting EXP from farming the investigation, and you're also going to be leveling up because once you get to level 10, you're going to go back to the story and you're going to repeat this process again. Now, in Termaton is where you are going to start to drop your pretty much your DPS gear. So this is where you're going to get your attack up gear, your onslaught gear. So you're going to want to try to get at least 1 set, at least, at least for your DPS, at least for your Leon, because if you have your Leon equipped, it's going to make this easier to grind. So make sure to just do this. Obviously, the ones for this, the HP one, this is very, very good because you're going to be able to farm this for Tiamat. Tiamat scales off HP as well. So when you're farming Termaton, you're also farming for Tiamat as well. So you're farming 2 for 1. So it's actually a very, very good farm. But remember that you're also day 1, your main focus should be farming EXP because you want to get your characters leveled up. That's pretty much the best investment that I found to be in day 1. Now, since we're talking about stamina, one quick thing, and this is one mistake that I made that I don't want you guys to repeat. When you run out of stamina and if you want to sweat a little bit and you want to refresh stamina using your crystals, which I recommend doing if you want to push, you could just do the entire 10 refreshes at once, and you notice that you will get all of the stamina all at once. I'm going to get 960 stamina all at once. This is a bad idea to do. I would only recommend doing this 1 at a time. And I would only recommend doing this whenever you run out of stamina. And the reason for this is that when you're low level, odds are you are going to be over capping on stamina the majority of the time. And you never want to you will never want to let the timer not be running. You always want to be under the stamina cap if you want to be maximum and optimal about your stamina. So what I did the first few times I was refreshing, I was just going here and then boom, balls to the wall, 900 stamina. So the entire time that I spent spending my stamina, I was not regenerating any stamina at all. So right now, I'm not farming, I'm not doing anything, but my stamina is regenerating passively right now because I'm not maxed out. If I were to regenerate 1 stamina here, it'll go to 200 and my stamina stops regenerating. So that's pretty much the concept behind it. I know it's very simple, but it's something that I didn't think about when I was doing it, and I don't want y'all to just screw yourself like that. Because of that, I was able to screw myself out of about 100 and something stamina because I did it twice. I did it day 1 and I did it day 2. And then I was like, what the hell? How are these people like 100 stamina ahead of me? And that is part of the reason why that was. Now, in a nutshell, you're going to spend anywhere from level 1 to level 15 doing exactly this, going from the story back to the investigation to Theramatan to Doki Doki and so on and so forth. And there are going to be times where you're going to feel stuck. When that happens, you're going to click on this hyperlink charter button here. And when you click on it, for a lot of the time before you unlock arena trials, which I think it's up to level 25, you are going to have these 4 unlocked, right? And here you can just come and click on any of these 4 and look for anything to do. Your odds are at any point in the game, you are going to have something to do. Even if you don't have stamina, there's something here for you to do. You can look at it. This one says collect 4 epic strafe modules, defeat hard 3 Aurora 1 time. I'm pretty sure there's going to be one here that doesn't require any stamina, right? Fully equipped 3 SSR Animus with 12 outstanding modules. So if I had the 12 outstanding modules, this doesn't require any stamina. Does that make sense? Then I would have to defeat Hell Termaton 1 time, which this is going to be really, really tough. But regardless, like if you feel stuck, come here into the hyperlink charter again from the main menu on the left-hand side, hyperlink charter, click on any of these 4 and there's going to be something to do. And if you click on these enough, you are going to get unstuck and you are going to be able to progress. That's what I've been doing. And I've been able to progress pretty much to max level. I think the max person that's higher level than me, like until yesterday, was like level 37. And it's because I wasn't being optimal with my stamina. They were being optimal with their stamina. That's why they were level 37. And I finished at level 35. And I still think it's pretty good progression for like what I, for the time that I've spent. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about day 2, in my opinion, is all about pushing Doki Doki, right? From day 2, you're going to go from beating Doki Doki Normal 1 to pretty much trying to push Nightmare 1. And Nightmare Doki Doki is really, really tough if you, 1, don't build the right units, and 2, don't speed tune or don't push speed on your units, because if you can't outspeed Doki Doki and you can't control them, then you're going to have a really, really rough time. But day 2 is Doki Doki Day. I call it Doki Doki Day because this is where you figure out what your Doki Doki team is going to be. This is what I did. I took day 2 to figure out what team I was going to use for Doki Doki. I'm doing a farm right now, and I'm going to show you guys what my Doki Doki farm is so you guys can actually see it in action. I have my Messiah, I have my Rosa, Romoka, my Kraken, and then my Doki Doki who died. I usually have a few people die in this team, but it doesn't matter as long as you clear it. It doesn't matter if you die or not, or if one character dies or not, as long as you clear it. But as long as you figure out what your Doki Doki team is going to be, you're going to be fine. And then all you have to do from that point forward is just invest in those characters and then try to farm the speed set. That's pretty much all you're doing on day 2. Hopefully you figured that out, and you should be able to push up your Doki Doki pretty much all the way to hard 3. Don't worry about 3-starring. It doesn't matter if you 3-star or not, but you should be able to push your Doki Doki hard 2, hard 3 on day 2, and then day 3, day 4, you should be able to push to Nightmare 1, Nightmare 2, and this is where you're going to farm the semi-good stuff, and then when I'm starting day 5, I'm going to start farming or trying to farm Hell 1 for the really good stuff or semi-good stuff, because we get some better stuff down here when the 3 module drops. So I'm not there yet, but soon enough, I'll be there. I'll start my Hell 1 grind soon. I haven't gotten a chance to really play the game. I'm just farming my Doki Doki right now. But essentially, day 2 is all about getting more speed to your team. Another way to get really, really good speed on your team is by Grim Pursuit. So by this point, you should have unlocked Fabian, right? Fabian is a really good way of getting speed because you unlock these 2 pets right here, these 2 shells. You have the Twilight Knight, and you also have Black Flag. The thing with these 2 is that these are your first 2 gold shells. And this is going to be a pretty tough boss. This boss, the only way I figured out how to do it is just to try to nuke the boss. Just focus the boss. Don't worry about the pawns. Just hit the boss as hard as you can. And that's pretty much how I figured out how to do it. The Nightmare 1 took me, I only beat the Nightmare 1 on day 3 when I was grinding up a little bit more gear. But The hard one I found to be a better grind or a better farm because these two, which are the ones that I wanted, dropped a little more than the Nightmare, because Nightmare added this one, which I didn't really want. I didn't really want this one. I kind of wanted these two more, which I don't know if it's good or not. I didn't really sit there and think about it. I just wanted these two because this one's really good for DPS. And I found that this one gave me a 2-turn speed up, which I really wanted. Point being that I was able, once I got to this shell, right? If I go to my Doki, the Black Flag one, once you max it out, it gives you an extra 30 speed when you max it out. And if you get the Shadow Dash upgrade, you can get up to 14 extra speed. So the shell itself gets you anywhere from 30 to 44 extra speed just by having the shell. So this is a very, very good source of speed. So just by having the shell itself, you get an extra 30 speed on everybody just by having it maxed out. So this one's at level 30. I obviously need to get it leveled up, but this one's giving me 20 speed. But if you go to this shell right here, it gives me an extra 30 speed on my Messiah because I have it level 40. So obviously once you figure out your Doki Doki team and you've unlocked Fabian boss, you might want to come in here and farm a few, at least 4 or at least 2 or 3 of these shells and try to max them out because you get a good chunk of speed from them. So once you have that, right, you're going to unlock Whitney. Whitney, this one's pretty good. I like this one. This one's good for Hellkit, I think. It's pretty good. I like this one as well, too. One random skill gets on cooldown. So this one would be good for like Kraken, for example, would be very good. It's kind of like a better version of this one, which is the one that I was talking about. But essentially, once you complete, and this one's pretty easy. This one with Tiamat is going to destroy Whitney. But once you get past Whitney, right, you unlock Nico Nana, right, which is the first boss that allows you to have access to the red shells. And red shells give you the best stats possible. So this is, you're starting your end game grind with the shells pretty much day 3 if you can get this far. Like all you need to do is clear Fabian Nightmare, and I think with Tia you should be able to get it because Tia is pretty tanky, right? I don't have Tia, so I didn't have that luxury. But all this to say that on day 2, day 3, you should focus your energies on Doki Doki primarily, and then Fabian to get a little bit of your and Fabian to get your shells up to speed. That's what I would do. Oh, actually, that's what I did, and it proved to be very, very good. Now, day 2, you're probably gonna finish it off at level 25-ish, and then from 25 to about 35, which is gonna be day 3 and 4. You're going to pretty much just be here doing the same thing, just getting your team faster. That's pretty much going to be your main focus. It's going to take you a little bit of time to figure out these bosses, level up these materials. Not level up the material, level up these enemies, level up these characters, grinding up these materials. It's going to take you a little bit of time. So day 3, day 4, it's just pretty much more of the same. Again, if you feel stuck, go back to the hyperlink charter. There's going to be stuff for there to do. Essentially, if you have stamina, you should not be stuck. If you have stamina, there's always something for you to do, and you should always be farming your Doki Doki right now. And then the speed set, for some reason, it's just really scarce to like drop. Decent, but it's not purple, so I kind of don't like it. So yeah, all these are kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie. Now, my plan for my day 5, which I'm going to be live on twitch.tv/SummonYT, is going to be focusing on my Doki Doki team. Like I've been saying, I'm just going to focus on them. My Messiah is pretty much done. I just need to get him obviously better modules, like replace all these gold modules for outstanding ones. And if I get red ones, I'll invest in there. Obviously, my Romoka, obviously getting rid of these purple ones. Pretty much investing more into my team because I have low level gear that I want to replace. Obviously, level 6 gear. It's an investment game. Obviously, my Rosa has purple gear, so I just have a lot of farming to do in my day 5. But by the end of day 5, I should have completed Hell 1, and my farm towards Hell 2 should begin at the end of my day 5. Also, my Kraken should already be ready to go. My Kraken's already pretty good. I just need to level up these, and if I get better gear while I'm farming for Doki Doki, then he'll get an upgrade on his gear as well. I'm also going to be leveling up my Marvel because whenever I'm done with Hell 1, I'm going to use my Marvel to farm a little bit of Termaton so I can upgrade my Messiah's DPS gear to a better DPS setup. So that's going to be my plan from day 5 to day 6, possibly day 7. So we'll see how it goes. This game is all about building the right units and having the correct strategy and having the right investment for your units. So at the same time that I'm doing Doki Doki and Termaton, I'm going to be passively farming EXP, GP Outpost, and my shells as well, so I can so I don't have any lost time or lost stamina. So let me know if this video has helped you guys in any way, shape, or form. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future from myself and Etheria Restart. Put it in the comment section below. Until next time, guys. See ya.